Eager will have the first pick, and they will ban out Nemesis.
I don't expect eUnited necessarily to ban out the Hades, unlike Noble banned away against that in their earlier set. But banning away the Ganesh, eUnited really respecting the damage that this god can do to objectives with the ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, and not just the objective play, which was, you know, sort of the cherry on top of the already strong stuff coming out from Ganesh. So not going to be the case for either team here. Susano and Tara will finish up our ban phase, and Team Eager here, looking for their first selection, will go in the direction of Osiris, letting Divios take the heavy hitter.
The Baby Rage Divios likes to play a lot of these aggressive gods in the soul lane. Gonna take away the Osiris here. Surprisingly, eUnited taking Bologna right here, right now, despite having 2 more selections after this one before the secondary ban phase.
Fafnir, strong as always. Polar Bear Mike will be bringing him into the support role. Love this character, just a lot of control when it comes to objectives or anywhere else. He just has a lot of control. Thoth will be the mid lane choice for Team Eager. This a little bit more in the best wheelhouse. Along with Medusa for Zapman, but the Hades is a great pick. I like the Hades. There are some intricacies, and not to say that the best doesn't understand those intricacies. I'm sure he understands them very, very well, but the execution just is, that doesn't seem like a character for the best.
I just think that Eager's composition the first game was too passive the way that they wanted to run it. Vamana in that soul lane, Hades paired up with the Camazots. There's just not enough oomph that the team really needed to. Because they got behind too early, too quickly, it was just spelling doom all over the court.
For me, the best likes those long-range poke characters. Get you through a wall, find you when you're not looking. Hades is all in all the time. The best is kind of... The best is the kid that goes, yeah, the best is the kid that puts his hands around your face and says, I'm not touching you, and gets you angry, right? That's what the best does. So you give him a Thoth, you give him a Hebo, and he just pokes you, and he goes, hey, I'm not killing you, I'm just poking you, right? Hades has to full commit, a little bit different mindsets there, so. Najah will be the jungle of choice for Sam for Soccer. I personally love this character. What are your feels?
I think Najah is going to be great here with the top selection. And Thoth gives you a lot of that burst damage. You have a lot of hang time to be able to buy some time, but what goes up must come down. So Najah will definitely be targeted upon landing here. There's a lot of damage for eUnited as well.
Cupid will be the selection as soon as Najah falls. He'll likely fall into a Fields of Love. We'll see if that's the case. eUnited, Team Eager, will take it to the battlefield. Game number 2 here with these 2 units, and we'll head there, right? Well, I guess in 3 seconds.
So far, though, both of these teams splitting in week number 1, with eUnited finding the first game of this set. Eager looking to make a bounce back, and I'm expecting a lot of early game aggression. You're looking at Najah for Sam for Soccer. You're looking at Osiris for Divios. This would be a great idea to pair these 2 gods together and look to command this side of the jungle. You know,
it's interesting. I said this game that the best didn't really feel like a Hades player, and I said game number 1 that Chaos didn't really feel like a Soul player. Now, I'll eat my words on the Soul, and I'll tell you why. So Soul is much more a traditional mage these days than she once was. She was sort of a, you know, magical hunter, right? Now, she's a mid-mage that the passive affects her basic attacks. And Chaos played her like that, which is why I think he did very well.
Nice ring bounce from Sam for Soccer too, but it's going to take a lot of poke damage in return here. Divios looking to slow down Varisial. Has a lot of damage mitigation with that passive stacks. At 8 stacks, it gives you 16% physical damage reduction, which negates a lot of Varisial's poke.
Sam able to dish it on back thanks to the ring mounts, and he'll take a little bit for the minions, but he does have a heal at a couple of levels, so no harm, no foul. That, on the other hand, different story. PBM gets plucked back, can't find the screen, but the dash is good. Basic attacks will be good enough, and there it is. Zapman threads the needle. Fantastic play. First blood for Team Eager.
I thought the stun was going to actually save the life of PBM, but not this time around. A very aggressive play here coming out of eUnited, invading the purple buff, stripping it away because Eager going for their own red buff here, leaving the purple left unattended here, but a nice plug from Aurora, really taking advantage of PBM that didn't have his dash, or his jump rather, available.
Yeah, it was just perfect play coming out from the Team Eager dual lane, punishing the support for being that far ahead at such a low level. And then Divios punishing the enemy solo laner with help of the jungle. That's going to be a kill on the right side of the map and the left side of the map. 2 kills in total for Team Eager.
This is the early game aggression that Eager needs with their draft. You know, Naja and Osiris, I was talking about it before the minions met in the lanes, how these two gods are so impactful in the early phase. You have all these slows here between Osiris and Naja. Then you have that Sash, which could potentially crit as well. And these crits in the early game, they do a lot of damage before the defenses come online.
Right, and obviously the crits, but don't forget the few protections that you have get stripped away with the ring bounce. The ring bounce does everything. That tooltip is so big, speeds you up, slows them down, strips protections, does damage, builds up your passive. There's actually more that I can go on, but we'll cut it at that. So Naja, making sure you hit those ring bounces is really important before you engage with the rest of the other abilities.
Pretty good ability. And going forward now, Eager with these 2 kills, they're able to even strip away the red buff on the left-hand side. Zatman now sitting at level 5 this time before Panicat, whereas last game it was a different case. The question is, how aggressive is Zatman going to play with this Medusa compared to Panicat? Because the Fields of Love can easily stop a lot of the action here from Zap.
Right, and because of that, he went into the purification beads first, understanding that his character's built off of a dash, and Fields of Love is going to shut down that dash, so bead, turnaround, dash is exactly what he's looking for. Sanford Soccer on the Naja, also adept at killing groups of minions, so the gremlins go to him rather easily.
I think against a Cupid player, a lot of players make this conscious decision between like whether or not they want to take the damage from the Fields of Love or whether or not they just want to walk away as much as possible, because despite, you know, purifying away from the slow and the cripple, you're going to take a lot of damage from that Heart Bomb and Fields of Love. The Petrify from Zatman alone can give him that CC immunity, so I'm rather surprised that he elected to still go for Purification Beads and not for the Aegis Amulet to negate all that damage.
It's the fact that there's going to be follow-up stuns, right? You could Aegis yourself out of Panicat's nonsense, but then Viriziel's going to come from the sky, and normally that's thought as well at level 12 you get the second one, right? But with a Thor, he's always going to be in your lane. So I actually agree with you, but I respectfully disagree here in that the Thor changes things. Against the Cupid, I'm an Aegis guy, just like I am against a Kraken Man, right? A Poseidon. Why does Kraken Man come to my brain first? We need the superhero
great for parties, you know? Like, hey, who are we going to call for this party? Get the Kraken Man.
4 minutes on the clock here, and Team Eager is up 2 kills. Damn it, Tully. You get me all the time. You get me all the time. We have too much fun here. Aurora looking to have some fun himself, but the Sobek into the Cupid matchup's so annoying because you sit there and you go, yes, I got the pluck, and then Cupid dashes away further than where you grabbed him from. That dash from Cupid, so long. It's like the size of a football pitch.
A football pitch?
Yeah.
What kind of football are we talking about?
I'm European.
There's different dimensions.
I'm European. Talking Hindu man language now. It's long.
In the dual lane, Eager, very good lead here. 2,000 gold.
No, I just reset the game like 2 minutes ago.
So big here.
So when it comes to, you want to reset the game like 7 minutes, not 2 minutes. Come on now, Tully. Come on now, Tully.
I'm just lost now.
Standard stuff coming out from these guys so we can afford to have a little fun. They're all just kind of waiting for their next opportunity, which if I'm Sanford Soccer, I want to make this happen. Like, last game we saw Viriziel forcing these engagements. I want to see that out of the Naja. Naja can be a character that also sets the pace of the game by way that he just deletes characters and then runs away to a different spot before anybody shows up. That could be a very valuable tool, and we're seeing him kind of sit on his hands here.
Just waiting for the right power spike items out of not only himself but his teammates. We're looking at the best here playing this Toth, going for the Doom Warp, so he doesn't have that much mobility to be able to rotate at the same rate that Sanford Soccer is with his finished boots, with his speed buff on top of it. So it's difficult to make these solo plays out of the jungle, relying on the boots to be finished first.
I mean, you say that, but Thoth doesn't have to go anywhere. Divio's going to follow up, get the kill. What'd you say before? Cool guys don't look at explosions?
That's right.
The hot turnaround from Big D.
That's all he needed. Was that hot flail coming out from the sky. Nowhere to go for Benji. This is why Divios prefers the Osiris, but now in the sky is Viriziel. I'm surprised he's even looking for this gank, considering that the ultimate is available out of Divios.
Missed!
even if he connects on the ultimate, he gets off his full damage. You're looking at a level 8, level 9 Thor, and that's not enough damage to kill about a 60 to 75% health Osiris that still has his ultimate that can walk through your wall.
Through the wall, that's the biggest one. Yeah. That was a little bit suspect, despite his fantastic game #1. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe he's just playing off the hot hand. But what you were mentioning before about the Thoth in the mid lane, I disagree. Sanford Soccer goes in, Thoth stands still. Sanford Soccer hits him with the stash, Thoth stands still. Sanford Soccer hits him with the ult, Thoth stands still. And then when he comes down, he gets hit with a big ult, big bang. Love to see it. Not gonna happen. Left side, that will. Panda Cat, Dubleon, see you later.
The Heart Bomb doing a lot of damage just like that. The CC was there. Despite the Purification Beads being used and trying to retreat under the safety of the Tier 2 tower, it wasn't enough. Being left alone in a 1v4, having to use the ultimate defensively. The shots coming from Best from the side, it just doesn't really matter. eUnited getting 2 clean kills walking away.
So Divios, I like that play, but I don't know why he ganked the duo lane. I like that he showed up to prevent the Gold Fury, but why did he go in?
There was Power Spike play item here. He finished off the Gladiator Shield. All right, I'm level 10. I have this bridge item here. I'm going to absorb a lot of abilities. He just got caught out in the vision here. It seems that eUnited was well aware of this teleport play from Divios, and they all positioned themselves around him, and no one else from Eager really helping Divios out.
Very important play. If he's not there, if he doesn't make that rotation, eUnited get the Cold Fury probably for free because they just killed the duo lane. All that's going to be the, you know, I mean, I like that play from Divios. I was just curious as to why he went in, but thank you for illustrating. Glad Shield, an item that we've seen picked up a fair amount recently.
1,700 gold, providing a decent amount of power, good amount of protection. Diva's getting caught this time without the ultimate. Much cleaner attempt from Barizio, considering Benji was there with him.
Much different story than last time. In fact, completely different scenario than the first gang. Here comes a flip from Chaos, and he's stuck in the Fields of Love. He's got to walk away. That's his teammates' Fields of Love, so he's not that concerned, but got to be concerned about Aurora, however, finding the last hit.
Surprised Best even used that final judgment, dashing in, trying to find the stun. Sanford Soccer misses the ultimate, but it's not going to matter as Aurora cleans him up. This time Barizio making the rotation, but he doesn't connect on that double tap.
That's the 1 out of 10 missed Naja ults don't matter. That's the one. Every other Naja ult this game has to hit. It's like a Hebo ult where even if you don't kill the player, taking them out of the fight is important. When you're looking at Barizio, right? The sash hit is going to interrupt the spin to win. You're going to take him to the sky so he can't really put down nonsense by way of his wall. You're going to want to take Panda Cat out of the game so that he can't hit people with the Fields of Love. If those ultimates miss later on, Toli, you're in a world of hurt. Hopefully that's just Sanford Soccer sort of shaking it out, getting it out of his nerves, right? You kind of have to miss once in a while. Wasted in a position where it's all good.
It's not just his ultimate that was wasted also, because Aurora was already in Lurking of the Water that was going to guarantee the death of Chaos, but despite that, Best used his final judgment trying to clean that kill up, an ability that doesn't necessarily need to be used when there's a target such as Chaos on the soul. That's Disapparate is down, Purification Beads is down, that soul is not going to get away. You might as well save your ultimate to pair up with Sanford Soccer on a secondary kill.
Question. Just another hectic team fight or lack of trust?
I think it was just a hectic team fight that was just going down. It's definitely not a lack of trust. Eager have been playing together for too long at this point to be not trusting each other.
Oh man, PBM jumps away, just barely escaping the sash from Sanford Soccer. The Naja so far, keeping up, not doing what it can be doing, but definitely not falling behind here. Cold Fury down to 25% HP. It's even lower. Divios owning, and that's going to be that. Nice play coming out from Team Eager. No vision on the side of eUnited there. It's up on top where the players were. So eUnited didn't know the Gold Fury was going down. They're now down 2,000 because of that play by itself. Right side, different story, pushing up the tower.
Divios teleporting in, able to deter both Benji and Verizio, forcing out two defensive ultimates. Aurora making the nice rotation with the Sunder play, stun onto Benji. Ring bounces to slow him down and poke him out just for good measure. And Eager, they looked pretty silly in the first game, but looking the complete opposite in game number 2.
And when we say comfort picks, we usually mean just a character that you've played forever that works out for you. The best, yeah, I guess you can call Thoth a comfort pick, but it's just more his style, more his identity. Stick to what you're good at, not emulating what somebody else is good at. And by no means am I suggesting that Divio saw Andy and went, I could do that. That's not what happened. But Hades has been talked about a lot recently, and it's just not a character that I see the best on. Now, he's going to have a game where he carries on Hades, because that's how that works. But I just think that the Thoth is much more his style, and that's why we see him be a little bit more successful this game.
Oh, Divios. That's the downfall of every soul leader. It's like, I got the speed buff, guys. It was worth.
But was it?
Not really. They did get Portal Demon while Divios was zoning, quote unquote.
It's worth. I like how you say zoning. Basically, Divios went for that invade and said, hey guys, it looks like I guess I'm kind of zoning because they're all here, and his team make the play after the fact.
Got the speed buff.
And the Portal Demon. That's a win.
I like the fact also during that Goal Fury attempt that because of how much vision Eager had, Best was channeling his ultimate, but then decided to cancel it because nobody else was coming around the corner anyway. There was just, the map was lit up like a Christmas tree for Eager to be able to really secure that first Goal Fury of the second game.
That's why they were able to find themselves strictly on top. What was that, 3,000 gold or so? Yeah,
not too shabby.
Nice lead.
You know, Divios found a solo kill earlier on against Benji, but now, because of that death, he's been lacking that farm, and now there's one level disparity. Well, now it's just hitting level 13.
The big disparity here for me is the mid lane. Yeah, we can talk about 2 levels between Sobek and Fafnir, but look at Chaos and the Best. The Best is up 2 levels. Even Naja's killing it.
That's a pretty big deal for mid mages, especially when Best is going for such an aggressive build with this Doom Orb, not getting punished quite yet, able to fully stack it at 50. And it's very difficult to really punish a Thoth that has so much distance that he can cover between setting up the wall, dashing through it for that extra distance.
And yet we still don't see the Sam for Soccer set up for the Best, and that's the strategy that works. Technically it works late game, but the laning phase is when it really excels, because when you land in a team fight, you're going to land into everything everybody wants to shove at you, whereas when you land in the lane, obviously your main opponent is already taken up with you, etc. So I would have liked to see a little bit more aggression early on from Sam for Soccer, but at 15 minutes, we're sort of exiting that area.
He's going for what looks to probably be a Wing Blade here, trying to get a little bit more health under his belt and try to get in a quicker position for some of these ultimates. He has the physical power from the Shifter Shield as well as Thor being played by Verizio, but the utility now from Sam for Soccer should allow him to make these aggressive plays.
Best here in the mid lane, trying to find his way into the left side of the map where his team are grouped up, but can't. Just zoned out.
And still going for different options between these two soul laners. We're looking at the jungle build, but now we're looking at the solo build here. Gladiator Shield and Height of the Urchin from Divios, and a lot of soul laners have been going for what Benji's been going for, which is the silver breastplate instead of the Mark of the Vanguard now, because for an extra 150 gold, you're getting a little bit of mana, a little bit more MP5, more protections anyway, and this is that bridge item that you need to get off your Mystical Mail.
And that's an item that will continue to grow, whereas Mark of the Vanguard is just stuck there.
That's true. You can go into Hide Enemy in line off of this silver breastplate. You don't always have to go for breastplate of Valor, and that late game option to try to zone away a hunter should favor out Benji between Hide Enemy line and the Scourge provided.
Yeah, I mean, Magmar is just going to stay Magmar. He's not going anywhere. But Charmander turns into a Charizard.
We're in a different generation, apparently. Because I don't know Magmar. Is that third or second?
That's the OG, man.
Magmar?
Oh, yeah, that's the OG.
Okay. That's just one of those Pokemons that nobody ever talks about just because how, like, deformed it looks almost.
Wow. I mean, yeah, even in Pokemon, I was that guy. Listen, I like my Hades. I like my Hebos. I like my Magmars. Aurora. Looking for the Verizio flip. Might be in a bad spot. Yeah, okay. Quickly realized he was in no man's land. Had to find the dash backwards. It's Naja. Been very quiet for a character that kind of needs to really make a move in the earlier mid-game.
All it's going to take is just that one clutch ultimate out of Sanford Soccer, though. I'm not too really worried about how quiet he's been this game. The important factor is he has no deaths. He's been a part of 3 out of the 6 kills from Eager, and now with this finished Wingblade here, having Blink as his second relic, this should allow him to make some of these flashy highlight plays.
We'll see. We'll see. And at the end of the day, Sanford Soccer, or rather the Najah selection, is just like is one of those guys that those basic attacks start swinging. You have if you decide to go crit, you just start smashing. You can hit for like 1,600 on the last hit of your chain.
Especially if somebody from Eager gets that Shogun's Kusari, whether or not it's Divios or Aurora. It'll synergize pretty well here with Toth as well to get off some of that burst damage a little bit further on. But surprisingly enough, Divios going for that Stone of Gaia to prevent himself from getting knocked up, pulled, grabbed, any way you look at it.
Stone of Gaia, what an item.
I think that's an interesting thing here, because you're looking at the draft from eUnited, there's not too many of those aspects in their kit, with the exception of Chaos's Supernova. So once he does jump on in there, he's not going to get knocked up by that initial tick, which is going to allow him to keep on aggressing. Not only that, he gets a lot of health regen from this item.
That's the key. That's the key, I think, is that there's just a lot of you can stay afloat forever. Between the health regen of that, he obviously has the health chalice that he hasn't turned in just yet, or you likely won't. He's just going to be ticking up permanently, always, all the time.
And he could still stay in the team fight, throw some of his flails over walls if he needs to, if he gets a little too low. Utilize that Stone of Gaia as kind of a miniature fountain.
Sure. And here he is, just taking the fight directly to Benji. That Stone of Gaia and the health pot ticking, and he's going to occupy Benji while the rest of his crew takes out the Gold Fury. Ultimate by Cuban might be good. Panicat sticks to it. Beautiful save. eUnited are able to take away the Gold Fury. Well done by Panicat. Heads up play by the Hunter.
Mauricio diving into that Hunter out of Zatman, caught in a really awkward position, forced to hammer away the Stellar Burst out of Chaos, doing a little bit of poke as well. In a bad spot is Benji, as he's going to have to use Eagle's Rally, but getting chased by Lord of the Afterlife. The rest of Eager going to collapse on the Soul Laner.
Sanford Soccer tried the blink, couldn't find him, but just coalesces with the rest of the team and dishes out the damage alongside everyone else. Still second for the body when the player damaged, but it's a team game, folks.
Eager took a lot of damage, though. They have to be a little mindful here, though. But Bass, he's being very aggressive here, diving the tower. Going to take 2 tower shots for his troubles just to stun out Chaos.
Yeah, the tower is still alive at the moment. Aurora in trouble as well.
He had to try to save his mid laner, and Aurora, he's going to be the one that's going to get punished now. Nice kill by Panicat, and Portal Demon is going to be the next objective out of eUnited. They stole away the Gold Fury, and now going for this play instead.
This is a nice swing for eUnited. Team Eager were previously leading by over 4,000 gold, inching up to 5. That Gold Fury really would have taken them to the next level. But eUnited snatching that Gold Fury away and getting the Portal Demon basically ties the game. Still a 1,300 lead for Team Eager, which is something worth noting. But eUnited, this is a different story. This is going to turn the game, tie the game, and then push it to the next level. Where is Eager? They're not here. There's no vision. This is eUnited's.
This is an eUnited call. Even Mauricio going into the sky just to spot out anyone approaching from Eager, communicating with his teammates. We're all in the clear. Let's go.
That's just proof that Pain to Beyond was just another part of this team and not he was the heart and soul of the unit, sure, but Polar Bear Mike can pick up the reins and do that. eUnited maintain their identity, and they're going to come back from this deficit. This is a lot of fun.
It's Mauricio that makes such aggressive calls. Respecting that out of your jungler is always a good team dynamic. And with 5 members from eUnited having the fire shot, they're looking to siege this tier 1 mid tower.
Easy tower damage coming out, down to about 90%. Not very low at all, but eUnited looking for a second push. Panny gets stunned, and we'll be able to walk backwards and regen.
It's all about the poke that they did onto Aurora. They did about 40% of his health or so, but now he's regenning it mostly up. Benji's going to be able to do those oracles, while the rest of eUnited is just going to sit around and wait and farm it up. They saw a fire giant for another 3 minutes around their waists, so they could still look to continue to farm before they group up as a 5-man unit.
At the same time, though, they want to make sure that they don't lose the opportunity and find that tier 1 tower, so need to make sure they actually do something with the fire giant, so effortlessly took. Very smart play to give the Fire Giant that direction, but if you don't do anything with it.
Oh, Mauricio is in the sky. He's trying to catch onto Divios. Not going to be good on the anvil of Dawn. Tectonic Rift is going to stun him out as well. The Petrify even being used by Zatman, trying to save the life out of Divios, but he was perfectly fine.
Yeah, Zatman could not reach that one. So, unfortunately, one Team Eager ultimate going to be down for them. And Zatman going to go ahead and lean back in his lane and just look for the farm.
Something we haven't seen in quite a while is the sprint pickup here out of Aurora. I like the idea here, trying to run away from the slowing, crippling fields of love coming out of Panda Cat.
Yeah, it's the entire point there. I love the selection, actually. And it's also going to help out some of his teammates, especially if he upgrades it, right? That's how you're able to really get that gas pedal, that Fatalis effect, and you're giving it to your Medusa. And like I said,
the Naja.
Late game, that Naja starts to swing with that attack chain.
The crits are just do a lot of damage, especially on the 4th hit. If you have a Deathbringer Naja and you crit on that 4th hit, right, sometimes you could crit like, it's a 1,400, 1,500 on a squishy target that doesn't have defenses. Yeah,
that's what I said. You'll regularly see the minions go down for 1640, 1650 as you clear out the jungle, and then, you know, you get one of those crits on a mage. Oof.
One hit.
Ooh, yes, please.
It's like you're playing Mercury almost at that point.
Yeah, that's very late game, and still no Deathbringer just yet. We're likely to see either the Titan's Bane or the Jotun's Wrath here. But Sam did go the Blink at level 12, so we will be looking for some of these big plays as the game progresses into its latest minutes.
Still a quiet game coming out of Eager here now. It's eUnited still with Fire Giant for another 50 seconds. There's 3 members here in the mid lane. Golfear is about to respawn in 10 seconds. I think the call for eUnited is to maybe burn this Golfear as quickly as possible.
Might be the choice. eUnited are certainly in position for it.
Sanford Soccer and Divios are caught on the right-hand side. Golfear is responding. This is going to be a 4-on-3 for eUnited on the left.
Yeah, this looks like Team Eager going to take the fight, but there's the girdle, and Zatman gets a player with the stun. Polar Bear might get a turn around. Aurora misses the opportunity for the pull. Benji now in trouble, and the ultimate Knight of Cupid going to be put down on the south side, forcing the Team Eager support out of the team fight. Now it's Divios surrounded by 4 members of eUnited, still just occupying the time, not getting a kill just yet. Benji comes in for the damage, not going to find it. Verizil dancing on the right side very safely, and a lot of damage, a lot of talk, but nobody dies.
Great damage coming out of the best, hitting 3 members with that final judgment. I don't think it was fully charged here. You want to be able to dismiss it to get a lot of damage off. The Heart Bomb is going to connect into the backline as Divios uses that Lord of the Afterlife. Aurora was forced to retreat earlier on. Now he's in the action. Divios is still staying in the action, utilizing that Stone of Gaia health regen.
I loved that play coming out from eUnited, just making sure. That one I didn't love either, though. Oh, I didn't like that one. Benji falls down. Verizil able to capitalize. Oh, wow. That's a 1-for-1 so far. eUnited hiding in that the left corner and then coming back around to make Eager sort of let go of the Gold Fury. I loved that play. I didn't like Benji walking up by himself.
Oh, Divios, no Lord of the Afterlife for you. The Heart Bomb will confirm Zatman and Divios still dead for a good amount of time. United with a 4-on-3, trying to secure themselves the second Golfear of the game. Verizil taken to the sky, just being that satellite, gonna stun out Aurora and buy enough time for this objective to go down.
And there it is. That's another one for eUnited. Panic against the last hit. Very well done. And that starts to separate eUnited from Team Eager one more time. 2,000 or 3,000 gold in the lead at 25.5. 15 kills. Team Eager owns 8, so nice and even here, 8-7.
This lead is inconsequential. There's just no big deal here coming out of Eager being a little bit behind here. It's 25.5 minutes in. The experience is very even here. Only a separation of 900 or so. Everyone has their second relics. Everyone is getting to that 5-item slot build. And this is where things can turn off of that one team fight. That one little misstep that you go a little bit too far, get instantly punished. I like how patient PBM was with his ultimate, recognizing when Aurora was going to look for the pluck, uses that draconic form, but it might have been a little bit too early because I felt the coerce, there wasn't too much value in that one engagement.
Yeah, he wanted to wait for it to be a little bit more relevant. Through the wall comes the best.
Sanford Soccer ring bouncing off the Fire Giant to confirm all those bounces. A lot of damage Benji took as well as Panda Cat, but the sustain
There's
from
a blink ult. He takes one to the sky. When he comes down, everybody will be girdled. Panda Cat just barely alive, forced out of the fight. Everybody else down with a 5-on-4. Benji 25%, relatively low. Panda Cat heals up, looking for more. Verizio gets Sanford Soccer. Zapman gonna be up next. Berserker's Barrage, and that's 2 for the Thor. Immediately taken out. It's 9-9. The best ties it up.
Or having to retreat under the tier 1 tower. Golfier was taken by eUnited. Now going for that portal demon. Not going to be stolen away by Divios, despite his positioning. A nice little attempt though, but still, eUnited slowly climbing back into a nice little lead here. It's a 2-for-1 in their favor and an objective.
Look at that, 3,300 gold in the lead. Just hard fought back. Just hard fought back. Well done. Team Eager just taking this game in the beginning, and eUnited bounce and take a bite. And then Eager say, all right, we're going to continue going in our direction. The eUnited says, no, not at all.
Another Fire Giant attempt coming out of eUnited, this time almost 28 minutes into the game. Still dead is Zaman for another 10 seconds. Benji going to bait it out, going to get plucked into the back line. The Tether going to confirm the stun, unless he used that Eagles Rally, but it's Divios that's going to get caught instead.
No, he's in trouble. He can't escape. Fields of Love will confirm it. Panda Cat with the kill. Aurora now half HP.
Divios.
Nice knock up. Oh, but he gets his dash blocked by Panda Cat, who winds up finding himself in trouble. But Aurora was actually just trying to get on out of there. Sanford Soccer is still local.
So unfortunate for Divios. His ultimate just came off of cooldown as he died in that engagement. Would have baited out quite a lot of cooldowns there to allow the rest of his teammates to follow up, considering that he could still stay in the team fight with his teleport to be able to bounce back into that one. Because of that, Eager, they don't necessarily lose anything as Fire Giant is still available here.
Yeah.
But knowing eUnited, I wouldn't be surprised if they even go for this one.
Oh, I can definitely see it. eUnited, and man, it's been very interesting to watch, because I feel like Polar Bear Mike has built up to this spot. I always talk about Polar Bear Mike being this sort of leader in training, and we sort of watched him come on as the support for Eager and be just talked at by veterans, right? And then we see him play for a couple of teams briefly at most, but just sort of and then here, this is his recital, right? This is his opus. If he's done all of the work behind the scenes to be a leader, this is his chance to say, I can do it. And right now, it looks like he can do it.
Verizio in the sky, still looking for something for his teammates. He's going to dive in the backline, forcing the beads out of Sanford Soccer, walking away. The Eagles rally will confirm it. Divios trying to deter it, but it's not enough.
2 for Benji. 2! And he's going to continue as everybody's stuck right up there, but Team Eager shoved out. And again, got to tip my hat to Verizio for this one. The Thor combo is standard. We'll talk about it in a minute. Fire Giant half HP. Divios is here. Fire Giant 10% HP. Already 2 zoned out. Can't even think about it. Verizio slays the Fire Giant, and Benji very low. Zapman gets the kill on the solo later, but Panda slaying Divios. Sit down. And Verizio gonna look for the best. Nice Aegis, but that's just temporary. Tier 2 tower going to be aggressed on here totally. eUnited looking clean.
Fire Giant on 4 of their members. I like the play that Verizio had by teleporting through the wall just to find the stun here against the wall. Both hyper carries, Zaman and Best taken out. eUnited get the tier 2 tower. They're looking to go even further here under this Phoenix, and with the damage coming out of both Chaos and Panda Cat, this should be a very clean Phoenix.
Oh, Sanford Soccer one more time, misses, finds the sash, and then finds the death. Verizio, 6-2 and 8. This guy just carried game 1. Game 2, he had some help, but still carried game 2. Verizio for a long time has been in a slump and has not been the guy that he stepped on the scene as. This game, this set versus Team Eager, he's made a statement. Ladies and gentlemen, Verizio's back.